Hello everyone, welcome to YSL Astro. Today we'll talk about the basics of Vedic astrology. If you don't have any background in astrology, you can follow this video to find out the basics that we consider in the Vedic astrology. In this video we'll cover the topics like what is Jyotisha and how logical is to see fortune based on the planetary movements. Why do we do that? And what is Graha in Jyotisha and how many Grahas do we consider and what are the four pillars? Then explanation of those four pillars. So briefly we'll understand that why do we use planetary movements to find out the fortune of an individual. Basic example you could see is the movement of the moon. So you would see moon goes into one sign in a 2.5 days. And it has a cycle of around 28 days to go through all the signs. You would see after every 2.5 days, your mood is different. For example, if some zodiac sign is not supportive to you, you feel frustrated in that 2.5 days, and then your mood changes. So similarly, if you notice on a full moon day, if you are happy, you have too much excitement on that day. And if you are sad, you are deeply, I would say, feel like you are depressed or you are in depression. Because on full moon day, if you see, there are tidal effect on the ocean. So that means moon's gravitational power is at the peak on that day, and it affects the tides in the ocean. And our body is made out of 70% of water element. So that means if tides are getting affected, obviously our water content in the body is also getting affected on that particular day, on the full moon day. If you search out in Google, you will find out that many undesirable or many criminal acts happen on full moon day. As compared to other days, you will find more such cases happening in the society. Because our mind is not fully stable, because water element is disturbed in the body and we are unable to make a right decision. You might have heard in Vedic astrology that you should not be taking important decisions around full moon and no moon as well. Because if there is no moon, that means our water content is also unstable on that day, because there is no effect on the water content. So to become stable emotionally, we need a regular cycle of the moon going on. So similarly, other planets also have effects on our body or mind, I would say. So there are some planets which are very, very far from us. So it could not have that impact on us individually, but it would definitely have impact overall on the events happening in general in the world. So that would have a mass impact, but not an individual impact. So yes, so that means it has some logic to see the fortune through the planetary moments, and it has been going on. People have been trying to see the life or see the fortune through the universe. So nature gives you signs at times that you would find that yes, there is some connection between the nature and ourselves. So Jyotisha in Vedic astrology is also known as the science of light. So I would also say if we don't see something in front of our eyes, it doesn't mean that something doesn't exist. For example, 100 years ago, if somebody would have told you there would be mobile phones in 90 years to come, would you have believed that person? No, you would have said that this guy is crazy. What is he talking? So some areas of a nature of universe we haven't discovered yet. But this astrology, there are many seers in the past that have discovered this science and has been using it for centuries, proven it right as well many times. So it's a science of faith as well. It starts with the faith. Anything you want to do, you must have a faith in it first. So if you want to learn a new science, it should have a logic, and it also comes with the faith. Let's moving on to the four pillars of the Vedic astrology. So in Vedic astrology that we call a Jyotisha, we call planets as Grahas. So we consider 7 Grahas in Vedic astrology, and there are 2 Shaya Grahas. That is called mathematical points in astrology. So those 7 planets, so there are Moon, Mars, Sun, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury. And there are 2 mathematical points known as Rahu and Ketu. So Rahu is the north node where moon axis cuts the earth's axis at the northern point is called Rahu, and similarly at the same point, opposite point, that is at the south, is known as Ketu. So four pillars of Vedic astrology are Rashis, Bhavas, Chakras and Varga Chakra. So first of all, we'll talk about Rashi. So Rashis are also known as zodiac signs in Western astrology. So there are two types of zodiacs in the sky that we consider. So one is Sayana, that is tropical zodiac. It is a movable zodiac. And the other one is Nirayana, that is called sidereal zodiac or a fixed zodiac. So in Vedic astrology, we use the fixed zodiac. In Western practices, they use a tropical zodiac. But in Vedic astrology, seers have found the results coming through sidereal zodiac accurately. So there are 12 Rashis into which a sky has been divided into. So those Rashis are listed, you can see on the screen. So the Sanskrit name of the Rashis, I'll just call the names for you. So first one is Mesha, second one is Vrishva, then Mithuna, then Karaka, then Sinha, or we call it Simha Rashi as well, then Kanya, and then Tula, Vrishchak, Dhanu, and Makra, then Kumbha, and the last one is so zodiac lasts 360 degree and divides into 12 parts called Rashis. So positions of the planets in Rashis are measured in degrees, minutes and the second. So each Rashi is 30 degrees and in each degree there are 60 minutes, and then further in each minute there are 60 seconds. So that's how we find the position of the planet in a Rashi. In the next slide you will see a Rashi table where you will see the name of the Rashi, and then there is a symbol associated to it, and where it starts in the zodiac, the degrees you can see on this. So the next one is the next pillar of the astrology, that is Bhavas. So in each chart, or you would say the horoscope, you will see there are houses that can be described or found with respect to several reference points in astrology. Common one is ascendant, or we call it a lagna, and there are other 11 mathematical points as well. Those are called special lagnas. So ascendant is the point at the eastern horizon of the earth, so that we usually consider to see the chart from. So in the Vedic astrology, every Rashi is associated with a house. So wherever ascendant is situated, that house is the first house of the chart. So similarly, there are 12 Rashis and 12 houses in the chart, and each house represent different matters of your life. Looking at Rashis and houses occupied by the planets, predictions are made. So details we'll discuss in the coming videos, that how do we do that, how the predictions are made using such scenarios. So the next we'll talk about the chakras. We also call it a Rashi chart or a Lagna chart or ascendant chart. So you will see there are 12 boxes in the chart, and there are different types of chart in Vedic astrology. So two types of the charts are very common, that is Bhava based chart where houses are fixed, and the Rashi based chart where signs are always fixed. So the Bhava based charts are also called North Indian chart, and the South Indian chart as well as the East Indian charts are Rashi chart. So you will see the picture of a South Indian and a North Indian chart as well as the Indian chart on your screens. So that's how you will find the difference. But wherever you see the ascendant ASC written, that is always the first house of the chart, any type of the chart, and going anti-clockwise you will count the next houses of the chart. So in this particular example, you will see AS is written in Sagittarius, that is the sign number is 9. So that means ascendant is Sagittarius, and the second house is Capricorn. So you will keep counting until the 12th house, that is Scorpio. So that's how you will read the chart. So then the next one is Varga chakras. Varga chakras are also known as divisional charts. Varga chakras are very important when we consider the detailing of a Rashi chart. So when we divide the Rashis into 2, 3 and further many parts, or it can be divided into n parts, so then we map each part to a Rashi again. So that is called the divisional chart. So based on the Rashis occupied by the planets in these mappings, divisional charts can be. So each divisional chart contains the specific areas of your life and can be analyzed usually. So there are many Vargas. D9 and D10 are the common use in Vedic astrology, where D9 represents your fortune and marriage related matters and D10 represents your career related. These were the basics of the Vedic astrology. If you don't have any prior knowledge in terms of the charts or in terms of the basics things we consider in the Vedic astrology. So in the coming lectures, we'll talk about Panchanga. So Panchanga basically covers Tithis, Vara, Yoga, Nakshatra and Karana. In the last slide, you will see the exercise. If you want to test your knowledge, what you have learned today, you can do these exercises and do write your answers in the comment section. I would be happy to see you participating and learning at the same time with me. So that was all for today's video. I hope everyone found it useful. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.